Hey there, welcome to the porch again. I am with my neighbor, Dan, and what we wanted to discuss, it's not necessarily about real estate, right, Dan?
I don't think so.
I had this article come across, and as you know, I'm really get hep up about scammers. So this was about scammers and attacking or preying on the military. So I asked Dan if we could perhaps discuss this one together, and asked him for his advice. And thank you for your service, by the way, Dan. We really appreciate that. Now, what this scam is, it's a take off the bank and hostage scam. So they're focusing mainly on who in the military.
From what I read in here, it looks to me like it's mainly junior enlisted folks.
Okay.
Because the verbiage that I read
Yep.
here talks, you're almost certain that it's junior enlisted soldiers that you're talking about. So somebody's been in the service for a long period of time, I don't think would buy somebody calling up and saying that they were a colonel or a captain or whatever they were. And I work for DFAS, and if you don't do this, that's gonna happen.
So for us that aren't military, DFAS is what?
It's Defense Finance and Accounting Service,
Okay.
which is the folks that pay the entire military, all branches of the service,
Yeah.
including the Space Force now.
So they're calling and saying, we paid you too much, and you need to wire all that money that we deposited.
Yeah, whatever you actually got for your pay, whether it was sent to a bank, and nowadays almost all soldiers get their, soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines get their pay sent to a bank, but they're telling them that they were overpaid or underpaid.
Yep, okay.
One way or the other, and to send their money back for them to send them the correct amount. Well, they actually got the correct amount. And the scammers are trying to get them to send that money to them so they can do whatever they want with it.
That's right. You're absolutely right. In the article, it said they were underpaid. That makes it much more enticing, of course. Yes,
Right,
thank
they're
you for
gonna
correcting
get
me. Yes.
more money. Yeah.
Yes. Because and then, but what if they hold back? What are these scammers really? They're preying on these folks. What are they doing? They're reprimanding them for not acting quick enough.
Right. They're purporting to be superior officers to the person who's being scammed, and that in and of itself with the military, you get used to, you do what somebody that's outranks you says to do. So that's what they're hoping you're going to do. You're going to do what they tell you to do, and be based upon their rank.
Wow.
The problem is that's not really who's calling you.
No, these are scammers. And one of the last things in this article, well, they suggest you could call your commanding officer, but don't be reactive. That's number one. Don't be reactive. Take your time, investigate. Don't click on any links. Certainly not. It could be a fake link in your phone, like we were discussing.
Right.
Boy, they'll have access to your whole phone, everything. But the very last thing of this article, it says, never pay anyone who tells you to pay with wire transfers, gift cards, or crypto. So anyone who does this is a scammer. And then they say, always.
Defense Finance and Accounting Service will never ask you that, ever.
DFAS, that's how you pronounce it. Okay. So there are lots of scams out there, especially for the military, as you were telling me. They really prey and have been for many years. But
Since time immemorial.
Till time immemorial, but now that they're electronic and internet, and they're just getting very, it's just easier.
It's much easier now than it was in the old days where it was one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
Now they can go to hundreds of people all at one shot.
Just unbelievable. So be wary out there. Be very careful. Do your due diligence before you do anything, because it's your hard-earned money, and nobody wants to see you preyed upon. So that's it. Unless, did you have anything else that we covered? We talked about so much, and I really appreciate you coming in and discussing with us. But this is more probably for the younger active service.
Right. And they go after older people, they go after middle-aged people, they go after everybody.
Right.
It's become a new industry,
Right.
scamming people, that's what they do.
The dirty, rotten, low-down, varmint scammers.
Varmints, of
Yep,
course.
absolutely. Well, thank you. That's it for us today. I appreciate you being with me today, and we'll catch you up on maybe something a little more fun, like VA loans and things like that.
Good stuff.
Thanks very much, Dan, and bye, everybody.
Bye.